Rabenmutter versus Tiger Mom. Two cultures, two guilt systems. Rabenmutter in Germany and Tiger Mom in East Asia, especially in Hong Kong, both are judged, one for working too much, one for not working enough. Hi, this is Cloris. How are you doing? I'm from Hong Kong and I've been living in Germany for 7 years. In my videos, I explore culture shocks, sometimes comparing them with East Asian cultures in different parts of the world. Motherhood is shaped not only by love and family, and also by cultures, social systems, and the weight of expectations. In Germany, mothers who return to work too soon are sometimes called Rabenmutter, raven mothers, as if pursuing career means neglecting their children. In East Asia, particularly in Hong Kong, mothers are sometimes criticized for being tiger moms, strict and fiercely dedicated to their children's success. Rabenmutter, raven mother, refers to a woman who is seen as neglectful for returning to work too soon or for not devoting herself fully to childcare. The association comes from a medieval folk belief of ravens. People once believed that mother ravens abandoned their chicks before they could fly, leaving them starving in the nest. Later on, in more recent years, feminist movements and modern German media have reclaimed and criticized the term as a symbol of an outdated gender norms. However, on the other side of the world, in East Asia, especially in places like Hong Kong and Singapore, another term defines a different kind of judgment, the tiger mom. This label describes mothers who are strict, ambitious, and deeply invested into their children's academic success, sometimes to the point of being too controlling. The phrase tiger mom describes strict, demanding, and sometimes high-achieving style of parenting, especially among the East Asian mothers like Chinese or Korean. It refers to mothers who push their children to excel academically or personally, often emphasizing discipline, effort, and resilience over leisure or emotional comfort. The animal tiger symbolizes power, protection, and ferocity, as well as control. It refers to a mother's deep commitment to her children's success, though often at the cost of freedom and emotional ease. The phrase tiger mom entered global vocabulary after the publication of Amy Chua's memoir in 2011. Battle Hymn of the Tiger Mother. Amy Chua, a Yale Law School professor and Chinese-American mother, described her parenting style rooted in Chinese values of discipline, respect, and excellence. The book contrasts the Western permissive parenting with Chinese strictness, recounting how she enforced piano practice, banned sleepovers, and set extremely high expectations. For example, Amy Chua says in her book, Western parents worry a lot about their children's self-esteem, but as a parent, one of the worst things you can do for your child's self-esteem is to let them give up. They assumed strength, not fragility, and as a result, they behave very differently. The book sparked global debate about cultural differences in parenting, the meaning of success, and the cost of high achievements. I made a video also about my childhood trauma that is also a bit related to Chinese parenting. It's definitely not the best childhood, but it also shaped my personality into who I am today. If you're interested, just feel free to check out here or later on through the link at the end of the video description. After its release, the term tiger mom became a shorthand for a certain stereotype of East Asian motherhood, especially among Chinese, Korean, and Japanese diasporas. Let's see the symbolism of tiger, which is a cultural archetype. In Chinese culture, tiger Lao Hu symbolizes firstly power and courage, the king of the beast in Chinese mythologies. Maternal ferocity, the tiger mother fiercely protects her cubs. And thirdly, moral vigilance. In folklore, tigers punish the wicked and guard boundaries. In modern sociological context, the tiger mom phenomenon also reflects the realities of urban modern life in places like Hong Kong, Singapore, Seoul, and Shanghai. Meaning number one, the highly competitive school systems with limited university spots. And number two, economic stability tied to education. Exams literally determine life trajectories. And number three, urban middle class anxiety. Parents fear their children falling behind in a meritocratic but unequal system. For example, in Hong Kong, over 50% of secondary students receive private tutoring. In South Korea, families spend an average of $400 to $500 per month per child on hakwon. Is it the right pronunciation? That means private academies. These environments normalize intensive parenting as a form of survival, not excess. Its roots lie in Confucian cultural values shared across East Asia. In traditional Chinese thought, love is often expressed through efforts and sacrifice, rather than verbal affection.
Like words of affirmation? They're like, don't up! Their love language is verbal abuse?
That's why we rarely hear our parents telling us, I love you or anything like that. They express their love more through the act of service. Sometimes I also saw some reels sharing how Asian moms would express their love through their actions.
In the UK, we don't say 生舊叉燒好過生嚟. We say I'm so proud of you.
快做功課啦，咁多嘢講。
做啦.
A tiger mom is therefore not cruel. She's just protective, preparing her child to survive and succeed in the competitive world. Now we have uncovered the meaning of Rabenmutter in Germany and tiger mom in East Asia. At first glance, these labels seem to describe opposite women, but in reality, both represent the same struggle, the impossible standards that mothers are expected to meet in everywhere in the world. It's a phenomenon so universal that even Hollywood captured that in the 2023 Barbie movie. In one of its most powerful monologue, Gloria, played by America Ferrera, tells Barbie, you have to be thin but not too thin, and you can never say you want to be thin, you have to say you want to be healthy. But you also have to be thin. You have to have money, but you can't ask for money. You have to be a boss, but you can't be mean. You are supposed to love being a mother, but don't talk about your kids all damn time. You have to be a career woman, but also always looking out for other people. You have to answer a man's bad behavior, which is insane. But if you point that out, you're accused of complaining. And at the end, she says, it turns out in fact that not only you're doing everything wrong, but also everything is your fault. That speech could easily describe the emotional reality of women trapped in contradictions, constantly trying to satisfy expectations that can never be fully met. The unreachable standards is not just about motherhood, but also about beauty. If you're interested, you can check out this link in which I talk about the beauty standards in Asia, especially in East Asia, and some standards I observed in Germany, and how I realized that these standards are never meant to be met by us. The other day, I also watched Gabor Mate's interview. He poignantly points out these contradictory thoughts even in himself, that a lot of us have towards women.
Because a lot of us, I mean myself included, in my relationship with my spouse, in some ways, I just wanted to be mothered. Not just loved as an adult, but actually mothered. On the one hand. On the other hand, I would resent it because I don't want to be controlled.
Right.
You know, it puts the woman into an impossible situation.
Yeah.
Gabor Mate is a Canadian physician and author. I really appreciate his work in childhood development and trauma, including long-term effects in physical and mental health. In post-war Germany, the traditional family model was clear. The father worked and the mother stayed home. This ideal, known as Hausfrau model, remained influential for decades, especially in former West Germany, even as Germany became one of Europe's most advanced welfare states. Cultural expectations of motherhood continue to carry weight. Today, Germany provides extensive family-friendly policies. Compared to many other countries, parents can take up to 3 years of Elterntide. They also receive Elterngeld, a parental allowance that replaces part of their income, and subsidized childcare through the Kita system. On paper, this makes Germany one of the most supportive countries for families, yet statistics tell a more complex story. According to the German Federal Statistical Office, in 2023, only about 27% of mothers with children under 6 worked full-time, while over 91% of fathers did. Overall, 65% of mothers were employed part-time, compared with only 7% of fathers. The reasons are partly structural. Many schools still end around midday, daycare availability varies by region, and flexible working arrangements are not always accessible. The half-day system in Germany is a structural factor behind part-time work for mothers and the Rabenmutter stereotype. Even though policies like parental leave exist, school schedules often force mothers to choose between career and childcare. Many primary schools operate half-day schedules. Working parents must arrange childcare and after-school care until the end of the workday, which is around 5 p.m. This contributes to part-time work trend for mothers. 65% of mothers with children under 10 work part-time, partly to align with school hours. Full-day schools can reduce burden, but availability varies by region. Besides the structural reasons, there are also cultural reasons. Mothers who return to work early often face subtle social disapproval. as if balancing career and care means caring less. The Rabenmutter label remains a reminder of how deep those expectations run. Interestingly, there are also regional differences. Former East Germany historically had universal full-day schools, and many schools still maintain longer hours. But former Germany has more half-day schools. Even though the government has expanded Ganztagsschule options since the 21st century, this creates what the researchers called modern motherhood trap. Women are encouraged to be educated and independent, yet judged for being ambitious after having children. It's the same contradiction Barbie explores. Women can be anything, but not too much of anything. As a result, many women in Germany reduced their hours after childbirth, leading to what economists call the motherhood penalty: slower career progress, and reduced income over time. In contrast, Hong Kong represents almost an opposite cultural dynamic. In Hong Kong, mothers are rarely criticized for working too much. In fact, most are expected to contribute financially, but they face another kind of pressure: the pressure to ensure their children's success. The term Tiger Mom captures the intense and result-oriented parenting style that has become the hallmark of East Asian urban culture. In Hong Kong's highly competitive education system, even young children face enormous academic expectations. Parents prepare them for kindergarten interviews, enroll them in extracurricular classes, and monitor their academic progress closely. At the same time, Hong Kong has very long working hours. The average employee works about 50 hours per week. Maternal leave has gradually increased to 14 weeks, which was extended from 10 weeks in 2020, paid at 80% of salary. The paternal leave was only introduced in 2019, offering just 5 days. Public childcare options remain limited, and flexible working arrangements are rare. Not just working hour is long, school hours is also long. I remember when I was in primary school, there are also some half-day primary schools, but gradually they all changed to full-day schools. So we stayed at school from 8 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. And then we have extracurricular activities or tutorial classes afterwards. So even a primary school kid's day could last from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., which is super long. This combination of economic pressure and limited government support and cultural expectations has created what some researchers call intensive motherhood. Many mothers feel that their children's future depends on their constant involvement, and any failures reflects on them personally. The result is exhaustion on both sides. Children experience anxiety and burnout, while mothers struggles with stress and guilt. When we compare Germany and Hong Kong, the differences in policies are clear, but the emotional burdens on mothers are surprisingly similar. Germany's family policy is strong, but its traditional gender norms remains powerful. Mothers are supported by social policies, but constrained by conventional expectations. Hong Kong's culture encourages ambition and achievement, but offers limited structural support for parents to balance work and care. For both societies, mothers shoulder most of the responsibility for family and childcare, while fathers' roles change more slowly. I don't want to generalize people or put this in the gender battlefield. I have seen on one hand a father acting cold when the kid was crying in the trolley in the bus, so the mother had to take care of it. Once the mother got to the kid, the father was scrolling on his phone and sitting away from them. Meanwhile, I've also seen many fathers taking care of their kids. They play with their kids and have a lot of fun. After all, it's also interesting to see that Germany's part-time work culture provides flexibility, but often limits women's career growth. Hong Kong's full-time work culture provides income, but sacrifices rest, family time, and well-being. These cultural patterns have measurable economic effects. In Germany, the part-time penalty reduces lifetime earning and pension rights for women. In Hong Kong, long working hours and lack of affordable childcare deter women from having children. The city's fertility rate dropped to 0.7 in 2024, one of the lowest in the world. Many women delay or avoid motherhood due to the double burden of family and work. Therefore, while Germany's system limits female career continuity, Hong Kong's limits family sustainability. Both illustrate how gender expectations, whether supported by policy or not, shape demographic and economic future. Both models in different ways make balance difficult. Ultimately, both Rabenmutter and Tiger Mom are the products of their environments, reflections of social expectations, economic realities, and collective values. True balance cannot come from guilt or judgment. It must come from support, from schools that stay open long enough, from workplaces that respect caregiving, from cultures that value care as much as productivity. To raise children in a world that asks mother to be everything at once, and then blame them for however they choose to do it, perhaps the goal is not to be a raven or a tiger, but simply to be a person, allowed to work, to care, and to live without apology. Do people still judge women these days in the modern society as Rabenmutter in Germany? Besides Rabenmutter in Germany and Tiger Mom in Asia, is there any other labels that people put on women as mothers in your own country? I would really love to read them because all the time you guys are giving a lot of input and I really appreciate that and I've learned a lot from you guys. If you like the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share with friends. Thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!